we are doing kind of this multi-episode kind of breakdown. So we're breaking away from the mode a little bit, but I just took it kind of a personal privilege. I get to be kind of at the epicenter of everything, so I get to see all these different perspectives and how we work as a full team, but then how we have kind of sub-teams. So I wanted to bring the Wonder Twins in here today and just kind of explore. So I just wanted to explore, right? I wanted to explore just that. This is what they do kind of on a daily basis. And so it's become kind of one of our superpowers is that when we put these two together, we know the task is going to get done. And we know they're going to have fun doing it. Like, it's going to be a light time. This is a stressful job. I don't know if y'all seen all this laughs and jokes and stuff today, but this is not how we always are. Thankfully that we are a family, so we go through it and we just go through it.
That's true.
But, you know, it's always good to have these two together because they just bring a light. And so I
it's
just
not always Skittle and butterflies.
Right?
Yeah. What? Did she say Skittles and butterflies?
Those two things. I guess they represent the rainbow, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't put them together necessarily.
Right.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you guys balance. We'll start with how you guys balance the personal and how you guys have known each other since before coming into working together and how you kind of translated that into your working relationship and how that balances.
I believe that her and I both was raised from families for parents that came out of Chicago.
Okay.
And it's something with the Chicago vibe that we, you know, she got music from back in the day playing in her room. I have it playing in my office. The things where we can go back and relate to from the past. It just kind of came full circle when we came back around. It's just like we were supposed to be together is the way I see it.
You guys have really have to agree. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, there's
somebody from Chicago, but
right?
relate
There's
to
no
that.
more fun than working with somebody that you can enjoy. Like that space. We spend a lot of time together. We're going to spend a lot of time together doing these type of things. Like in that office isn't a necessarily big space, so that could easily become a music war. You know, we have people who don't get along in the office, right? Everybody got their door closed. No, we be basically having one big group project when we're in the office some days, and that is definitely attributes to our culture in that space that also allows students to come into that space and then not be real stuffy or not be a whole lot of contention because they are carrying whatever they're carrying.
True.
And that provides part of our safe space is that culture that we build. So shout outs to that, and I guess speak to like what has helped you guys continue that even though there are times where it's high stress level where stuff is on fire and we, you know, managing that. Let's talk about how you guys don't let that always translate or how you mitigate that with kind of the culture you've built.
Well, one, we know that both of us, we only could give each other 15 minutes in the morning because if we get in each other's office, it's like a whole, oh my God, it's 11 o'clock. We haven't done anything.
Yes.
But I think it's just, we have built a pattern to know what we're doing. Like she came in yesterday, for instance, is what we working on? What is at the top of the list? So we definitely have come to where we build a list and being able to knock it out from like Monday. We meet weekly.
Yeah.
We definitely take time out to meet weekly. And then if there's something that she can't do and I can get it done, then I'm going to do it. Or if I'm not in the office that day, what is the most important? So it's communication. I would say communication is like the key brand for all of us in there. Because if you don't, like you said, if you're in a place and you don't, then it could spiral quick, fast, in a hurry. So, and being present, you know, being present.
Veterans.
Yeah.
I just think we're veterans at putting out small fires or big fires.
Yeah.
And we also know that there's going to be time that you're going to have to grind.
Yeah.
And then we get right on the other side of that grind time, then we're back on smooth sailing.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're just real mature people in the office, and that makes a big difference.
It does.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you communicate those different spaces. Is that like an open communication normally, or you guys just kind of ebb and flow, or what have you guys felt like has worked for y'all? Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. TTC, Carolyn with a K.
Right.
Carolyn with a K. I'll tell you one thing. We know that Carolyn has several names, so we know when you're coming in the house. So I often call Carolyn our house mom, and so with any given house with a family, normally you can tell what's going on with the family. If you have a mom who's really running things, she is how she goes is how the house goes. So sometimes we coming in, you check in with the house mom, and you can normally know the vibe of what's going on in the rest of the house. So she has different names for sure. We know Carolyn with a K is with it's a little spicy that day. So, you gotta come in with your, you got tough skin with Carolyn with a K is in the house.
Carolyn with a K.
I let them know I'm Carolyn with a K today.
Yeah, and I'll come in and you find out right away she said, I'll be like, oh, Carolyn with a K is here. Okay. All right, well, I might close my door for a little. I might let that blow over for a little bit until I open this door back up.
So, oh my goodness, that is so true.
Man, but that's cool that you guys can even have that. And
Yeah.
like have a safe space like that to be able to communicate.
I think we ebb and flow. A little bit of all of it. We ebb and flow, and then we communicate, and then I think sometimes we'll get off the track a little bit and we'll bring it back in.
Oh, what's
by
our
the end of
word?
the day.
Focus. Drea.
Focus.
Focus.
And then if the music is on, and the door is closed, we both know we really serious.
we
we really
in the
working.
zone.
We in our
Locking in.
zone.
Okay.
So we that's our lock in. But
And then her door will be like, I'll be in the window like, okay, so you really working.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you gonna really just do
really
solo.
in there
You
working.
solo working right now. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
Give me till noon, and then me and you gonna connect.
That's
But
right.
I think it's just that's how we spend our days. If I'm not there, she knows. If she's not there, but we always are able to allow each other to know. Okay, I left this. Can you get to it? But if you can't get to it, it's a Monday thing. I think our hardest part though is to know when to cut it off.
That's where I was getting to. I was going to say, okay, so
I think both
now let's
of us
get to the
have-
other part where we both know that both of y'all have a hard time.
We have a hard time cutting it off.
cutting it off.
And, yeah.
Leaving
it off.
office.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
That's where the
doesn't
rest of
help
us have to come in.
When Fergie is working, a day
Yeah.
class and a night class, it's real easy for me just to chill and stay while he's out there in the shop, and I'll just stay in the office. That's real easy to do.
But now since it's been getting darker a little earlier, I think both of us we get out of
we
here.
better get out of here.
But then we got our computer on our backpack.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
Yes.
so
There you go.
it just I think I have to say we ebb and flow. I really do. I have to say that.
Okay, let's speak to that balance. So, what are some things, I guess, that you feel like you do well in making yourself put the work down, and maybe some areas that you feel like you could do better with, like, let's put the work down. So sometimes
what are the
more,
obstacles? Yeah.
or ways that you just make sure that you're at least doing some balance with work-life balance. Like, are there ways that you guys are doing
That's
well
bad.
or not well enough?
No, that needs some improvement.
It
No,
does.
Y'all both had the
really
same
does.
thing. Y'all both was looking like, I don't know the answer to
Don't
that.
ask us about that.
No.
I tried for a little bit, but I'm gonna be honest, I fell off the bike. I mean, really, I did.
Yeah.
I was trying to have a little balance there, but I feel like I have to do better at that. And the
You're
reason why I
doing
say
better,
I have
though.
been, I really
You are doing
this
better.
these last few months I have
I'm
but
like, what?
I
You going
think-
where?
Yes,
What?
so I think I have been checking out a little bit more. And then I'm going to be honest, the hardest part was it's like when you first have your first kid. You don't want everybody to take your baby.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so the
Very,
baby
yeah.
cry, you baby, all
Yeah.
right, you know.
Yeah.
So I think
Until
that was
you know
my-
you got a good
till you-
babysitter.
Yep, and
That's true.
And I
Yeah.
think that's
Right, you
where
gotta
I
find a
know
good
now that I
babysitter.
have yes. So I think that's really it. And then you have to think about it too. We're our own development. We're our own resource. So we're not up underneath the corporation. We are the corporation.
yeah.
Very
So
true.
we're a corporation that's come together, and as we've been building, I feel like you can't let it all go at once.
Yeah.
So somebody has to be in the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we both have to say though that we miss each other when we're not there. Like when she was gone for a whole weekend, that Friday and a Monday, and I was like, okay, I know we get in trouble together, but I really did miss you. I have nobody to
I said, but you got work done, right?
I did. I got a lot of work done. So, and then when I was gone, she was like, I missed you, but man, I did get a lot of work done, you know? So
Yeah.
I think that we've gotten better. We have gotten a lot
And what's
better.
funny is she'll do something, and I'll look at her, and she goes, I knew you got a problem with that. I have a whole problem.
A whole list of problems.
Yeah,
Where
she-
should I start?
She
She
is.
said, you're so bad at books.
I might have missed a period.
Yeah, no.
She, you know, I did put that. I put a count. Can you fix that, please?
Yeah.
Can you take that space and make it a little? So
That's
you know,
me.
so she
Yeah.
don't catch what I don't. You know,
And that's important, having
It
that yin
is.
to the
It
yang,
really
having that
is.
teammate
It
that
is.
can,
It
one,
is.
correct you and know where you typically going to make your mistakes, but also know how to correct you to be like, you know, whether we
Yeah.
joking today or whether
Right,
we, however
yeah,
we serving
yeah.
this,
Now,
or,
you
you know,
know that ain't
timing.
right.
Yeah,
You know that ain't
everything.
right.
That's a
And
real
I'm like,
synergy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But you know, and I know she's been married to Awaken for a while, so
Yeah.
she's been grinding for a long time. So when
Yeah.
I just to know that she knows that she can walk away and then her baby's good, that gives me pride. It makes me feel good. I told Johnny, I am just glad that Jaria can walk away now and know that the building ain't going to burn down because somebody's in there to watch it. So,
and I think that was a special thing for all of us that I've just seen as we built this new version of this team, like that's been solid, is that like everyone has that mindset. Like this is the village's baby. Like we are definitely, everybody that's on staff is holding it in that way. And it's important. It's important in those stages. Like you said, we're in the baby stage. It's important that you nurture that thing properly and that you keep it away where it needs to be kept away from. And that you guard it. We do have to guard it a little, a little closer, but it is getting older. And so now we all are having to like, okay, I'm going to let you walk, but I don't want you to fall. But if I don't let you walk, you'll never walk.
You'll never walk.
Yeah, so there is that.
But I think everybody that is placed in their positions are real strong in their positions, which makes it a good team.
And I think that's so true. This go back to me and Q. We was building our expertise off of all the expertise. So he was carrying half of it, I was carrying the other half. And then when we started getting everybody in different positions for expertise, I feel like everybody kind of stays in their wheelhouse.
That's good.
But then no other wheelhouses, and they'll come over and help you.
Right.
So it's not, we've been building this, but then it's like, okay, we built it. Okay, well, Carolyn, you know that?
Yeah.
I don't need to do all of that here.
Exactly.
Right.
If you do
and
know
his
that.
Lane, wait a minute, take that out of his lane and put it
over
here.
here. Yeah, because she's
better
good.
over here.
Yeah,
right.
she's good at it. So
Very true.
I think that's been it. And then we got a compliance officer that I think when she come in the meeting, we all like, okay, here she comes.
The real boss, please stand up.
Right, here she comes. So
very fitting. Very fitting. It's very
so we
love her.
But we know that she's keeping us grounded.
Yeah.
She's keeping us all where we need to be. And we just said this outside of here. It's not easy.
No.
We just saying building something is not easy.
Not at all.
But if it was easy,
Everybody
would do it. A lot
Yeah.
of, so I'm just glad we didn't quit in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we didn't quit in the fourth quarter, and the quarter can be it can be anything.
That's true.
When somebody's going through, we just pick up where they were going through. Or if somebody, we just didn't quit in the fourth quarter. So I think that's an honor to be able to say I have a team that when Carolyn came in with. We was headed in the audit. She could have been like, "Nah, Johnny, this ain't for us." She came in, but she came in with fire.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. But she was serious and she's seen the vision.
That's important.
She's seen it. We was at the fourth quarter then going into the next quarter.
Yeah. Very true.
Just to see where we were and where we're placed at now, I feel really good. I feel like I might take a month off next year. No,
Okay,
just
wait.
She said, wait, what?
Wait.
And don't y'all even dare, don't y'all dare think that y'all about to take one off together.
Right.
Absolutely
Hold on
not.
now.
Absolutely.
Organize this correctly because y'all can't both
We
be
have
gone.
a barely walking toddler. This is maybe at like a 2-year-old. when we get
hold on
potty
a minute.
trained, we get to be the tight.
This is 1 year in.
You hear me? But it is, and I think for us, I think that is where the work started, and that is the foundation for what we do, because it's taking that ability to adjust, ability to put everybody in their wheelhouse. You take that formula, and then now that's what we take to the students, and that's how we translate lives. Because yes, you got to come in here, you got to learn how to remanage your time, you got to learn how to remanage your finances, all these things. But you have all these people who are doing that and have different ways of doing it, different spaces of doing it.
Yeah.
So no matter what angle the students come in from, typically we're hitting that at some angle. So you're either going to the house mom, or you're going to the boss, or you're going to I'm more like Unc, and then Ferg is more like it's Pops. Yeah, so it's like whatever angle you gotta hit.
That's true.
We should be able.
But
to
then
hit that.
you're in trouble when you hit all of us.
And that's what me and Ferg were just talking about. Like one of the things that helps us, we were talking about like a dimmer switch and keeping your heat low so that you don't get out of character. Right. But it's like one thing we all do fairly well is notice our own, but we also notice each other's.
Yeah.
So it's like I see you getting heated, like let me jump in before that go a little too far.
Me and Q had to play double dutch on a couple of times.
Goodness.
He was like, I'm jumping out.
I had to call her like, this one, this on my list is now on your list. And I know you are the boss, but it's like, hey, yo,
my
at this moment, could
goodness.
you
I can't
please take this,
take-
please? Please.
Because it's so often that it be a student, you be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was they thinking? Where did they come from? Who did
Yeah.
they think we were?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's always one that has the wrong expectations out of what they're going into.
Yeah, and it's typically
And
just
we-
in a moment. Like, they
It
moment,
is. It's
their
just a
moment is
moment.
mean our moment.
Yes.
And in the moment, whoa,
Yes.
I don't
I
have what it takes to deal with your moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to slide you over because I'm trying to give you the grace to, for
And
me not
usually
to
they'll
meet
come
you.
back after they done
And then,
settled,
yeah.
and they'll come back and,
And be
they'll,
like,
they'll
my
you
bad.
know what, I'm sorry, because you
Right.
really do
Yeah.
care
But that's
for me.
real. That's
Yeah,
You
we
know,
all
you
had a
really
moment,
do.
so it is like
Yeah.
knowing that, like, and that is, I was just talking about with Ferg again about us having to sometimes be the harder side of that, of like really holding people to the accountability for safety and compliance, and because he was responsible
Definitely
for them.
safety.
But the other side of that coin, which we talk about, is that grace that you guys all show.
Yeah.
And we never, I don't think any of us ever be like lean out of that. I'll call you the house mom for a reason, because we do need a house mom. There has to be that soft touch as well, because if we're just always rules, always hard,
Yeah.
then
True.
you kill people's spirit.
You do.
And they are
You
here
do.
to like
You really
rebuild.
do.
You
And
do.
when you
Really
rebuild,
do.
then
I agree.
sometimes you're the most vulnerable. So you need
I
that
agree.
full circle of
Yes.
sometimes you need your butt whooped, and then sometimes you need your hand held.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the same day.
Yeah.
Sometimes the same person. You
that's
know?
good,
I used to
though.
always laugh at my mom is ran a daycare my entire life, home daycare. Shout out to mom, love you. But like she would discipline kids and they would be crying, and then they would go off and cry and come right back to
Back to
come to
her.
like, try to sit there laughing, hug her. And it's like, because
Yeah,
you need that discipline.
Yes,
And you
that
come back
love
like, yeah, I
of what you
was,
feel.
as a kid, you don't know that, but as an adult, you like, I was wrong. At some
Yeah.
point, you just like, I was wrong. You want to come back and kind of make that right, because
Very
you see
true.
that grace that we extended. So
Yeah.
it's,
Very
But that's
true.
real
They feel the
genuine
real
care,
love.
though.
That's it. That's
Like
it.
if you think about it, for
Yeah.
someone for you all to be able to discipline somebody and be like, hey, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you need to be doing, and then help them switch that moment.
Yeah.
A lot of these programs aren't doing that. They'll just kick you out.
yeah.
They don't give you the grace. They don't give you the
We
discipline.
give grace.
Yeah.
We do.
We give a lot of
we-
grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
and
know
it don't
that they're
always
dealing with
end
stuff.
with the way that's like favorable for
I agree.
us.
Yeah. I
So I
agree.
always say like,
Yes.
look, we have to report numbers. That's
Yes.
what we do to get
Yes.
paid. But
Yeah.
we don't live by the numbers, like, because we take risks. Like I was just explaining to one of our partners when we were talking about doing intake, I was like, the way I kind of look at it is that like I'm doing an interview, I'm looking for red flags. It's going to say you're not ready for programming right now. But I'm also accepting, I'm giving grace for like extreme yellow, because
Right.
how else will we get anybody in the
Yes.
program? Everyone
Yes.
has yellow flags.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Extreme yellow flags
Yeah.
sometimes
It's
too.
almost
depending-
orange.
Right, exactly. So it's like if we only taking green flags, we're still not doing
That's
change.
true.
All we doing
Yeah.
is now we
Another
pushing them through.
barrier.
Yeah, exactly.
Another
And
barrier.
that
That's
we
true.
try not to do is create
Yeah,
barriers.
and that's a
we are,
very-
we
it's a
like
balancing
breaking
act.
down barriers all over the
Yeah.
place, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to
Yeah.
pop one up.
And we don't say
Yeah.
we take everybody. I'm
Yeah.
not going to say we take everybody, but I, like you said, when he might bring one in. I don't know. I'm gonna lead us on I'm gonna let you make the deciding factor. You and
Right.
Carolyn sit together and kind of chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, she's us, as we've
Yeah.
all said. She'll say what she needs to say, and then we'll kind of think about it and then come back to it. So, those are just things that I think that help us build.
Yeah.
But then now that we think about helping us build, it's somebody that we have not really recognized as a woman in the room. And I want to say that's Mercedes, because you have
Oh gosh.
you have
Right,
brought a
always
lot to
surprised.
our table too.
Yes, I agree.
Just from your brand of what you bring, your ideas and things, and I think we just might not recognize you as much as we just know you're gonna get it done. We know if we call you in the fourth quarter, fourth hour,
Fridays,
the,
the fourth second.
giving up your Fridays,
Yeah.
you're going to do it. Or I've canceled 3 meetings, and Mercedes be like, okay, no, you know what? That's enough. We're going to meet. I am going to make it outside of your office. That's how she got me this week.
Yes.
The point, but it's those things that I need. And then me and her can just sit in the office too and just talk real life,
Yeah.
really talk real
Yeah.
life. So
I agree.
those are all things. I know that we are under grants, but those are things that bring
a
the
difference.
connection to other
Yeah.
things. I understand that we have to check boxes and things like that, but this is a box check right now. Being able to show the world that it's more to this than just us sitting behind here doing this work. Young people, we care about y'all.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We really care about y'all.
Yeah.
Those that are on the couch that really don't know it, we care about
care
you.
about you.
We are here to see and help you push through. You know, it might be this funder and this funder, but all these funders are now coming together with us to try to make something strategic for your life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that with the events.
Yes,
Like
with your life, you know.
He builds, she builds.
Yeah.
The what was it? The mixer,
The
mental health mixer.
Yes.
Even
We've
the
had some,
what was it? Hoodies and Halloween.
Yeah,
Like you see the different people that
Yeah.
show up consistently to the events and the difference that it makes.
Because we actually deal with a lot of people that's had life trauma that was
Yes.
never
Yeah.
addressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a young man come in and he was telling me in and out of jail. He had a monitor. He was just having a really, he said, I just want to do something different.
Yes.
And I asked him, I said, can I ask you a question? What was your childhood trauma? You can answer me if you want to. But what was your childhood trauma that you've never been healed from? He was like, whoa, nobody ever asked me that. And I said, because a lot of adults are running around and they
Hurt
acting out
children.
because
Hurt children.
of whatever.
Yes.
And he said at 8 years old, he was out in the driveway washing the car with his dad. A car rolled by, shot his dad up, and he died in his arms. Wasn't expecting that to be the childhood trauma, but that's what that young man said.
But he
and
needed
I'm
that
like,
unload. He
I said,
needed it.
oh my God, that's heavy for you to be carrying.
Every
So now we
day.
got to work on that.
Yeah.
Because now you're a young boy that had all this trauma that nobody really has addressed that, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to dig a little deeper sometime to find out where the real wound that they're acting out of is really coming from.
Yeah.
So we can just try to help them get past that. Because once we heal, we do better.
And after he released that, it was a safe space for him. He was always coming and talking to her and saying, you know, what do you think about this? And what, because somebody sat there believing him, but then to ask him a question, he's
listen.
never, yes,
Yeah.
and listen.
Yeah.
It wasn't,
Very
this
true.
is what you need to do.
Yeah.
I'm just here to listen. You know, we don't
Yeah.
always have to be guided to tell a person what, sometimes they just need to
no.
hear themselves in the
Yeah.
room. I need to hear
That's
myself
it.
sometime in the room,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Very
But I
true.
think that, and that's where kind of like with Mercedes, when we were talking, me and her, you know, one day we was just like, what is this we doing? And, you know, we opened up Pandora's box.
Man.
And we just, and then that's when we found our own synergy. And, hey, well, you want to do this? Do you want to take this on? Or, and then she'll hit you with a listen. And when she hits you that,
All ears, right?
this is what I need from you. All right, Mercedes, okay. And then when I finally come through, she be like, I'd be like, it wasn't that hard. See, I told you. Man. But she plays a part in, is strategic in what we do on our day-to-day basis, whether it's lining this up or putting together this, putting out a press release or, you know, so I feel like we
Really.
all play something in our role, you know, or she'll, hey, I got an idea. What do you think about this? You know,
We've had a few of those.
So-
But I
Right.
like, but I like
Yeah.
It turned out fairly well.
Yes, it
But I
has.
like the team in them too. I
Yes,
like the
yeah,
team
they
in both
can-
of them.
yeah.
They click
Yeah.
with one another and feed off of one
Yes,
another and
yeah.
do a lot of good things.
Q will call me and be
together.
like, hey, and I'd be like, oh, hold on.
So
What
you
you think about
listen.
that?
He's hey.
Yeah. He's like, listen, I know. He'll start off with a disclaimer, and I'm like, what we got to do now? He sent me a text message. Listen, I know this is going to be a lot. Text message was this long. I was like, when do you need this by? Like, what? Or like even the events.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
have so many times we have like pop-up events, and we're like, wait, what? But we've created, I guess again I'll say a synergy
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
part of the event will be planned, but like with he builds and she builds, you have those you create a safe space for those real moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
man,
that's been kind of in
Yeah.
I guess for sure shout out to you but that has been kind of the what you took part of the vision, and that's the where we always leave space for it to be genuine.
Yeah.
We don't want to ever
Yeah.
be so structured
No.
that we don't. We're here to
Yeah.
highlight the story. That's what we're doing
Exactly.
the whole time. Is like the story is what carries everything. That's what carries the
Exactly.
motivation. We saw
Yeah.
that right away from when we did that one at Rock Valley.
Yeah.
And Kiba spoke, and that's one of the ones that we already knew. We knew what her story was because we had shared with her, but she shared with everybody, and it wasn't a dry
Shared
eye
with
in the
the world.
room. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of people that's there. They ain't there to be all emotional and stuff. They there for the metrics and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But everybody can be drawn into that story when it's shared
Very
in proper
true.
ways. Everybody has a story, and so it's
Yeah.
been. that's just been great to be able to highlight those spaces, and to me that's the fun part. Like bringing in a Ferg and letting him speak, or finally get you to the table, being like, all right, I know how to charge her. I'm finna just set this little saying here, and I know she'll run with it the same way. And it's like those stories deserve to be shared, and it deserves to be celebrated. And I'm just excited we get to share that.
But that's the important part, because, and I know I keep saying this, but like a lot of programs, they don't share a student's story. They don't even care about the students.
Yeah,
they just
love
push
the
them through as a
success stories.
Oh yeah, that's what speaks volumes for you.
Oh yes,
we what was it? I think it was like a month ago. Janelle and I, we came in to do testimonials, and it went from like one student to toast testimonial, and I think it was like 5 or 7.
Yeah,
and they were lined up, and we were like, I had never seen that before.
Yeah.
Because you know how hard it is to
get somebody to tell their story.
While you're in the program to, hey, you just saw the other person do it. Oh, I want to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to do it.
And even like having Q on the episode, he was talking about just about like how somebody that he didn't even know it was, that it was getting circulated. He getting calls. People like, I seen you on. He like, you see me where?
Yeah.
It's like they seen him talking and talk about how proud they are of him. And he's a person that like we watched, and definitely for Drea from day one, we watched his self growth.
All 3 of us. Actually, it was we were all 3 in the office.
That is the beginning. That's when you first came in.
In the fourth quarter.
And so like first quarter coming in right in the storm,
but you know what though, Q? And we said to him, "You could be our."
I said that in the episode.
Yeah.
We said
that was the
to him.
first day that I was like
next instructor.
being able to speak that life into him, and then just watch this
And
grow all the way out for him,
Yes.
for us, for everybody,
Yes.
and then to show the world that like we can go back and trace where first day he was leery about even being in the program.
He was leery. Why would I want to do that?
Why would I want? It's like because we know, but it's like us holding on to that, like telling him that early. This is what we see in you. As crazy as that sound, we see you as an instructor.
He couldn't see it at first, and then it was like
to a full blown instructor.
That happened quick with him.
It happened quick.
It did.
And then to be to the point of even wanting to share, like he's also not a very like spotlight type of guy. So like when he agreed to, I'm like, you will come over here, but like we had kind of, we have a similar, we got the same names. I always joked about that, like just always kind of stay steady with him. And we kind of built a little bit of relationship over the events and stuff like that, just kind of getting him, just getting him comfortable.
He was like, he builds too.
Yeah, he said he builds. He came in.
Yeah, I was
he came in with his work stuff, and I was in, my regular gear, but I had my chains on, I had sneakers on that day. He like, I got on boots. I said, go home and change, bro. Like, what's up? He like, you think we got time? I'm like, yeah, we got time. He go home, put his chains on, so he came back cool and like, So from there, we just kind of built space where I just was being genuine with him. He was being genuine with me. So I'm like, bro, you want to come share? Like, I think people want to hear your story. And he get in here, and he opened up, and I'm sure that did wonders for him as well.
One of the best episodes.
And one of the best episodes. Definitely, I watched it back. Man, that really
we just
hit
seen
some
his numbers. His numbers were really good.
Yeah, because again, that's a genuine story, and like it's so real.
It is.
And he was real. Like one thing that I like is like most of the time when you meet with people, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but you meet with so many professionals where like they give you the representative. They're fake.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to show you who they are. With him, he was like, listen, this is who I am. I'll tell my story. I'll tell some of the students too, but it's going to come out the way that he is. And that was good. It was cool. It was authentic. It was
like
real.
Authentic.
Yeah, but he shared so many stories, like real experiences of, what he was dealing with the students. Like, this is how they're coming in. Like, he had shared the story with the guy, the young man who had autism. And he was like, he finished the birdhouse before all the rest of y'all. Y'all making fun of him. He's like, we're not going to do that. Right. But that was real because you don't think about that.
Yeah, setting that tone.
Setting the tone for respect and a safe environment.
I believe, though, too, that when you're building, you also have to build to know that you're not there to leave nobody behind. But then, like Johnny even said, and Carolyn, we've all identified, it's somebody in this room that is a part of our team, or what's our next? How do we identify who? And usually they gonna stand out. You're going to see them. So it's kind of like back in the day, it was No Child Left Behind. But now we're at a different platform to where we have to speak to how do we continue to build that bridge of, like you just said, autism. He was on the spectrum, but we helped him push through. His parents was like, this was amazing. We had 2 in there, and we didn't even know until graduation, but for them to tell us the story, like, you guys don't even know what you did. But we didn't really do nothing. We just were us.
We was
just being
but that allowed them to be them.
But that allowed them to be them,
Yep, I agree with that.
So at the end, it was like, okay, that's why you were, like this. But we didn't, you were no
pick it
different than
up.
anybody else that was in the class to us.
Very true.
If I say, hey, put your phone down, but
To everybody.
you know,
I think that's what's
Yeah.
important
And I think
about
that's important.
setting that tone and
Yeah.
being, firm, but yet he's always gonna be who he's gonna be. But he's big on respect, so he's gonna and he is gonna offer that respect. Like his first group of students was really like he had them high school
High
students.
schoolers.
And he was very, I was proud of the way he even managed that
Yeah.
and like in the perspective that he was coming from, because he knows that, he look a little rough around the edges, look like he might put his hands on you, but
He was intimidated.
right? But even being
Intimidation.
mindful of that and like
Yeah.
and being, smart about how he approached that. And they
Right.
they were hanging off of every single word
Yeah.
when he was doing
Yeah.
that roofing stuff, because he does know his stuff. And
Yeah,
it was like,
he does.
that's why I was telling him, like, just share what you know. Like, they gonna be right up on you because they
agree.
wanted they wanted to learn, and it's
learn.
and it was important for him to know that, and then for them to see that space too, and for us to. So that's why I think it was important to highlight that, so that we
agree.
all get what we need from that situation and know that that's what we're here to do, and that it can be done.
Yeah.
You're getting real stories from real people.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
In real time.
in real time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's that's
Agreed.
why we do it.
Very
All of us
Yeah.
have reasons to not do it. There are plenty of
Right.
reasons where we're all tired or where we're all stressed out or whatever. But it's those stories that every day, like people's lives is on the line. Like we
Yeah.
making real change, and we are doing it. And so it's like just stay in the course.
And we don't look for no accolade. I feel like we do what we do, and we are who we are. We really are here to service our people.
Y'all
Yeah.
take y'all jobs real serious. Y'all be working after hours. I'll be like
Man, look.
answering phones after hours, showing
she called
up.
me the other day. You gonna be all right walking out the building? I was like, I'll be fine. Go ahead. She's like, no, I'm gonna wait for you. I said, no, I gotta go pack up. But
Yeah.
that's what it takes. And they trust and believe. It's some young ones that's watching us. Make sure we get out of the building.
Yeah.
So, but I just feel like we don't put any, as you were just asking for the honey bun, we don't put any icing on there. We just really,
Man, I still didn't get my honey bun. But
we
you know.
really just do what we need to do, service who we need to service, and we keep it moving.
Yeah, y'all really do the work. Like
Yeah, I
without
mean-
question, without wanting the recognition. It's wonderful that everybody is here today. So
It
we
is.
can put this out so people can know more
Yeah.
about, what you all are doing.
And I think too, we have to give a shout out to Northwest Community Center because
for
Absolutely.
sure.
they've taken us in as
Absolutely.
family.
Yeah.
They help complete the vision.
They really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
They
yes.
really did. They help complete
Yes,
the
they
vision.
really
Yeah.
did. I mean,
know?
they love our
Yeah.
students. If there's a situation, they're going to come and pull us to the side. They're going to make us, know what we
is
need to
good.
know.
Yeah. They're
but
good to
they're
them,
so
too.
good to
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
and
Man.
they even came in this week and really didn't have to help us be able to let the students in. And I'm like, no, well, we're going to do a little work. But, just we have
Right.
made a family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
sharing
know?
that
I
space
agree.
is
Yes.
not always. We've had other experiences.
Yes.
Sharing that space
Yes, we have.
is not always that lovely.
Yes.
And it's even a different feel from when you walk in.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like,
It is.
yeah.
It's
It's a
really
different feel.
nice.
I have to believe that.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
very
different feel from
nice.
when you walk
Yes,
in.
It is.
Like from the way that they're great, like even when I walk in the door and how they greet me and how I see them greet the students.
Yeah.
Oh, you're here from Wake and go this way, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. And just, they actually have conversations with you. I think one day Nikki gave me some green tomatoes. I was so excited. Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
it's just real hospitality.
It really
Because
is.
it
But you
It is.
you guys really live out that whole, Lilo and Stitch Ohana type
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the
Yeah.
family vibe. Like,
Yeah, when you come in the door, it's like that for sure.
exactly.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That helps build that vibe right away. Like walking in that door as a stranger, I can't imagine what that's like.
Man.
Going in there with all that expectation. Not really. A lot of people don't have full clarity until they get to day one. They ask, and then you
Oh,
don't
they
really
don't.
know
Yeah.
what you're expecting. You've heard so much, and coming through that door right away, it's important to set that tone. And they definitely are.
It
They
is.
it's the
They-
same.
they're
They lead.
heartwarming.
Yeah, they lead how we lead.
Because
Yeah.
you don't know where
Very
people are
true.
coming from. You see the difference between students from day one to I think we went in, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And they were
So,
like all
yeah,
in
That's
the
about the
groups
time.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
that's about the time when they
You
finally let
see.
loose. Yeah.
Goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Orientation,
Yeah.
everybody
Oh
be
my
like,
goodness.
Yeah, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
to
then
talking.
you start seeing the friendships starting
But
to
friendships,
build.
Yeah.
Yes.
week 2 and 3, you
I
really
love
start
it.
seeing
They all become a team
Yeah.
in the classroom, and
They
it's
do.
really cool
They
to
really
intimacy.
do. Yeah.
And then a lot of times they keep in contact with one another after they leave out the class. They build friendships that last
Which is
afterwards.
good. You see it at graduation.
You do.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
I want
do.
you to come meet my mom.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
amount of people
Yes.
come meet
Yes.
my parents.
Yes.
So true.
All of
That's
it.
so
Graduation
true.
is my
Or
favorite
this
time.
is this is who I've been talking to y'all
Yes.
about.
Yes.
Come
Miss
here.
Rita, come on. I want to introduce you to my mom. It's just a really
It
cool
is.
feeling.
It really
you
is.
know, it's
Last year, they
rewarding.
see that. No, not last year. A few months ago.
Uh-huh.
A few months ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it August?
I think,
Our last
yeah,
one was
August.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah.
Seeing people come here
Yeah.
because you hear the conversations you walking through and you see that's Miss Chiria,
Yeah.
that's Miss Carolyn,
Uh-huh.
that's cute, and
Yeah.
they like come
Yeah.
yeah the moments.
That's
It's
so
cool.
It is.
Cool.
It is. That is definitely it. The moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
for
making
sure.
moments, and I want us to continue to change lives.
Yeah.
You know, everybody says that as a cliche, but we're actually seeing it.
Yeah.
I think to where it kind of does my heart good, you know, like it makes me feel good
Yeah.
to
Oh,
know that we have somebody who went through and now they're actually on a job site or they're on an assignment. And it's funny because they don't want to let you go. They want to kind of hold, especially this one. They really want to. They'll send her text messages, Miss Carolyn, look what happened. And then but they don't want to let you go. But they know, okay, she got to clip my wings a little bit. And then if they haven't done right or made a great decision, they coming back to her to tell her because she's planted that seed within
Yeah.
them.
Right.
So you
That's
know,
good, though.
and it is
Because some of these students have never had that.
That's what it is.
They've never had
Yeah.
anybody care
Yeah.
about them. They've never had anybody hold them accountable.
Yes.
They've never had anybody listen to them.
We just had
So-
a young lady saying she was going to move in with a friend of hers. And I told her, sit down. Because you got to have a really, really clear conversation with that friend. What she expect of you,
Yeah.
what you expect of her.
Yeah.
But then she had an alternative to move in with her sister. And I told her sister was a better, safer space.
Yeah.
She went with the friend. She came in and she was like, but what was crazy about it, Miss Carolyn, I had that conversation that you told me to have with my sister. But I didn't have it with this friend. And it went left. She said, it was horrible. So I'm with my sister now. And we got boundaries. We got, what
Yeah.
expectations set up. I said, because that's the problem with moving in with somebody's.
You gotta find out what they
really
expect.
got to
Exactly.
find out what they expect of you and you of them. So, yeah, it's just little things. It's just little things.
Even sharing that type
count.
of vulnerability, though.
Yes. Yes.
People don't
Yeah.
get those safe spaces to be able to
And
do
that's
that.
important when you rebuilding, because again,
Exactly.
you're rebuilding
Oh,
your
yeah,
life,
you
and you
coming.
learning
Yeah.
stuff that you may not have
Yeah.
learned properly or may not have learned at all.
True. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
That's
accountability
so
a lot of time is
true.
one-sided. We telling them what they have to do, but we're not always coming beside them, like you
No.
said, and helping them get there. Like you not there, but if I don't try to show you how to get there or show you at least what I know or some steps to guide it, if you don't know, you're not going to just take
I
steps
agree.
on your own.
And
I
it's
agree.
not all about the apprenticeship. We do financial stability, which is financial literacy, and we also do critical thinking.
Oh, that's
because
huge.
being good at critical thinking is
Changes your
huge.
life.
Yeah.
Miss Carolyn,
Yes.
I'm not going to come in because I don't have a ride.
Okay. Did you? Think
Okay,
that
did
through?
you really critically think through that? Because
Yeah.
you should have been able to get here.
Yeah.
Because that's an easy fix.
And
What's
that's
your
a barrier,
solution?
but
That's
you didn't
an
talk
easier
to her, and we
fix.
see
Yeah.
that in day
Communicate
one.
early and
Tell
often.
us what
Communication.
your barriers are because we are here to help you. That's
Yeah.
what one of
Yeah.
the biggest things with the grant, being able to get past some of the barriers. That's
Yeah.
awaken. We're here to, and I think it's been false labeled in so many
Yeah.
ways. So I feel like barriers. Let's talk about it. That's what I always say.
Right.
Look, if we can't talk about it, then I don't know
their
what to do.
mindset be a barrier is a wall and I'm stuck behind it. But we try to
Yeah.
put it that mindset and no, you can go over it and you can go around it. And if you really, really want to get done, you can go through it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you got to get to the other side of it, which is the most important thing.
But think about that. Like what y'all just said, y'all are caring about the obstacles and the barriers that are being put in places
Yeah.
for students
Yeah.
who, one, may not even realize that they have barriers. But you guys from day one are saying, what are your barriers? Do you realize how many students, nobody has even ever asked them what their barriers are? They've maybe
And
never
we-
even realized.
We know that
they
because
have
a bunch of them say no.
Man.
We go through the barrier sheet and a bunch of them don't even fill it out. They go right there. We be like,
2 or 3.
read this. And they
Right.
still be like, no, I don't need nothing out. And it's like, okay, we'll wait.
Man.
He said, we'll wait till shoe drops.
So even that is a barrier to ask people what their barriers
true.
are.
And not to
Yeah.
know
And
they
they
have a
think
they
barrier.
learn what
or
that
they
is.
think they can't get into the program because they have these barriers, you know. So we've
I
seen
find
a
myself
lot of
always
that.
saying, okay, none of these. So I learn because you learn that right away.
Yep.
They claim them for a reason. Like, okay,
Okay.
let me set the ground rules. Like, none of these things will stop you from getting programmed.
Right.
Actually, they're they're built in to support you. We want to make sure you get through. Like,
Gotta talk
none of
to
these
us.
things are gonna stop you because it's like, okay, I want to say, no, I don't need that. No, I don't. Like,
Because you
yes,
don't know if that's
do.
going to backfire on you in real
Because
life.
it has in other places.
don't.
Like when
Exactly.
you're applying for a job and you can't get there, they're just
Exactly.
going to tell you, oh, we're going to move on to the next candidate. So
Yeah.
it is. So I feel like that
Yeah.
is important that we
Yeah.
do lead with that. And so, you
So
know,
they know.
you kind of read the room when they getting tight. And we done seen so many in intake.
Yes,
You
we
just kind of
have.
know
Yeah.
to go through it anyway.
Shoot,
And-
Q done been a babysitter before on
He
the spot.
told me.
Yeah, he done been
man.
a daycare provider a couple of times on the spot.
Like, I ain't got a babysitter. Bring the baby. We
Bring
out
the
here
baby.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring the baby. Just
But
bring the
think
baby.
about
Bring the
what that
baby.
does. Because she had her baby at graduation.
Yeah, she did. Yep.
Yeah.
Like, think
Bring
about
the
what
baby.
that allowed her to do.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
couldn't, take your baby anywhere else. So then you had the baby, and
Yeah.
that allowed her to
Yeah.
graduate.
Yeah, when she
Yeah.
came to take her final exam, sit the baby here. Feed the baby chips, you know.
Listen.
Right.
But it was, yeah.
But those are moments, like real programs, like all of these other programs that, I keep saying it, that are getting the funding and not doing anything, are not, they're not treating people like people.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think
Like, y'all are
that's the
treating
motto too.
people and
We
these
have to treat them like who
students.
they are.
Because like you were saying, a lot of these adult and grown people are still children. Some of them are
Yes.
babies.
Yes, I
Very true.
agree.
So
I
they
agree.
need
Very
that.
true.
They
Yeah.
need to know that someone cares. So y'all, when I would say y'all are doing the work, y'all are doing more than the work.
Yeah.
Like you're creating real safe, confident spaces, not just safe spaces, but places where people are where, like you said, they're rebuilding their lives. They're
Yeah.
rebuilding their
Yeah.
And that
confidence.
environment is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
Man,
True.
how does it feel to do that kind of work? Like, do y'all sit in a moment and really just take that in?
No.
Because y'all going on to the next thing.
Yeah, we one more.
But I mean,
Y'all aren't
I
just
think that's
changing lives.
a
Y'all are
balance,
saving
though. Like,
lives.
so we do
though.
take moments where we all take that
Yeah.
in. I make sure to highlight
Celebrate
it. Yeah, we
the
celebrate it.
situation.
Yep.
We'll
Yeah.
celebrate
it's
the
But there is
situation.
always-
such a
it's always more work to do.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
So it's
like,
always that balance of
all right,
Yeah.
look, we got that one. It's 10 more. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, let's
Right?
go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the celebration will come to when we know that everybody has that placement of a job. I believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, when
Because
that
that's
pipeline is
life
fully
That
changing.
built.
That's
pipeline,
true.
is, you know,
Life
I think that's the
changing.
life changing part
once you
of
get
it.
financially set, life just kind of
It does.
takes a whole another
Yeah.
level.
You know,
makes
just to
sense.
be able to tell that portion of a story.
Yeah.
I
Agree.
think that.
Yeah. So
Or
that's
get in
what
the trades or
that's
you
what
know.
we'll wrap with. That is what is
Yeah.
next,
Yes.
y'all. Is we
Yeah.
are finishing the pipeline. We are building the pipeline.
Yes.
We're gonna
We are.
stay to the work until it's done.
We are.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna see our face. Y'all gonna see us in the spaces. Y'all gonna see the Awaken brand everywhere you can see it.
Yes.
Because that is the goal, and that's what we're gonna do. Shout out to our sponsors again for allowing us this space.
Yes.
And thank you guys for all being here today. Super excited about this.
Yeah.
Share,
Nice.
like, share, subscribe, definitely,
Yes.
and let's get the word out so that we can keep this moving forward.
Yeah.
Yes.
See you in 2026.
Absolutely. Thanks for spending time with us here on Awaken, Building Bridges, Bridging the Gap. We hope today's conversations inspired you and gave you a new perspective on trades and the people behind them.
And before we wrap up, we want to thank our sponsors for truly making this possible. We'd like to thank CEJA, leading the way in clean energy opportunities, Climate Works, powering careers in sustainability, and the Illinois Tollway for investing in infrastructure and workforce pathways. Their support allows us to keep these conversations going and speak to viewers like you.
Until next time, keep building purpose through the trades.
And keep building bridges in your own community.